I'm here investigating this Bill McIntosh phenomenon. Let's see what people think.
Bill McIntosh?
Oh yes, his AI knowledge is almost as powerful as my magic spells.
Bill McIntosh? His traffic strategies are used across 17 galaxies. Even Martians watch his show. Captain McIntosh's traffic secrets help me navigate the digital seas perfectly. His show be pure treasure, mate.
Bill McIntosh's AI insights fuel my experiments. His live stream is pure scientific genius.
Sir William McIntosh's online business strategies help me modernize my kingdom. I never miss his weekly show.
As you can see, Bill McIntosh's influence reaches everyone from wizards to scientists. His weekly show has become a cultural phenomenon.
It's time for the Bill McIntosh Show.
Tis I. Hello, it is Sir William, and I am here to help you with your journey as an entrepreneur. The whole point of this show is all about starting, growing, and scaling up your own business. And today, with some of the technology that we'll talk about, you can do that all by yourself. A one-person, one-man, one-woman business that you can build from scratch and actually do quite well at. So thanks to all of the modern advancements in AI and some of the cutting-edge marketing strategies that I'll show you. That's what this whole show is all about. And of course, I draw from my 25 plus years of successfully building businesses online to help you during this show. And I have been lucky enough, fortunate enough to have generated over $100 million in revenue across all those businesses over that time. So I've done all right. And I feel like I have some pretty good knowledge and background to be able to bring that to you and help you get results too. That's what the show is all about. And on today's show, we're going to be specifically talking about how to get your business being recommended by not just Google, right? That's known as search engine optimization, or SEO, getting ranked in Google, or people still use Bing, believe it or not, and other search engines too. But I'm going to show you how to not only get ranked in them, but how today it is more important than ever to get the AIs to rank you. So Google at this point is heavily powered and influenced by their Google Gemini platform. So even if you want to rank in the regular Google search engine, it's a great idea because it works together with Google Gemini so that the Gemini AI will recommend you. On top of that, we have ChatGPT by OpenAI. Those are the two giants powering most AI conversations these days. And with ChatGPT, same thing. How do you get your business to be recommended? So when a user opens up, I do it all the time. I open up my app. I say, hey, ChatGPT, where is a great place to eat around my area? And it recommends businesses to me. Or I might say, hey, what is the best tool to help me with this particular situation? Or what's a software tool I want? Or I'm asking constantly for recommendations, and I'm not alone. This is the change in consumer behavior. And if you don't get ahead of the curve and learn how to do this, it becomes very difficult for you to grow and scale your business. And so today we're going to focus in on 6, count them 6, of the absolute requirements to rank effectively in today's environment. And I'm going to show you what they are so you can be prepared. And I'm going to show you a tool. At the end, we'll be talking about the tool that does all 6 for you automatically, which is pretty darn cool, actually. So we're going to go through that, and that is our agenda for today's show. I do have a favor to ask before we dive in. First of all, hit that thumbs up button that you see down there somewhere and let the algorithm know that this show is worth recommending. Let's get the audience built up. We took a hiatus from our live show. We usually do it every Thursday, and we took several weeks off because we've been very busy building our new company, Buildy.ai. And so I think our audience has kind of declined a little bit since we've been a bit sporadic in the show. So hitting that thumbs up button would do me an incredible favor. I would appreciate it forever. And also, it'll send a signal to the algorithm that this show is worth bringing other people so we can have a big audience here. And you guys can all hang out in the chat, which you will see the chat panel. And we do have subscriber-only chat turned on, just so you're aware. If you'd like to chat in there with the other members of our audience, or you'd like to submit questions to me, I will answer your questions. Anything related to starting, growing, getting traffic, getting customers, we're going to cover that, and I'll answer any of your questions and help you along the way. So to access that, you will need to be a subscriber. So you'll see a red subscribe button down there somewhere. Give that a tap. Takes usually maybe a minute or less to recognize that you're subscribed. And then you can chat with me and producer Nick behind the scenes and the whole gang here. And that'll be pretty awesome. So I hope to have you become part of our subscriber family. We've been calling them the builders these days. And with that, I think I want to do a quick check-in with the chat. Nick, let me bring you on. Where are you? There you are.
Hello. Hey, guys.
Hey, let's do some shout outs. So everyone out there, do me a big favor. Give me a warm hello in the chat and let me know where in the world you are. And if you're new to the broadcast, if this is a new thing, maybe you've been following me a while, but you haven't been on this show before, or maybe you just encountered me for the first time. Let me know if you're new or an old timer, and give us some shout outs and let us know where in the world are you. I love to see where everybody's at here on YouTube. We don't get to see, so I love hearing the flavor, how international our show gets each week. And Nick, some shout outs.
Yeah, we've got a nice audience today. We've got Janelle. We've got Gerald. Janelle and her Gerald say hello. We have Powercast Digital, who says, Heidi ho, everyone. We've got Craig Schroeder. He says, hi, Bill and Nick. Hi, Craig. We've got Frank. We've got Daryl. Daryl's a nice show veteran. He comes to a lot of our shows. He's been here for years now, so it's great to see you, Daryl. We've got Wesley. We've got Ball is Life. That is so true. Ball is life. Caroline Sweet says, hello, Mr. McIntosh. Hi, Caroline. We've got Mira. We've got Dado Bangs from Sierra Leone in West Africa. Nice. Love to have an international audience. So cool. So cool. We've got Bot Gilstrom. We've got Candy Cane. Sally. Jeffrey, who's a channel member. Hi, Jeffrey. Larry Beagle. We've got Paul from Texas. Eddie from New Mexico. Bo is from Sweden. We've got Frank from Mexico. Nice. Sweden, Mexico, Sierra Leone. Nice international audience.
Oh, Costa Rica.
Then one from Australia. Nice.
All right.
Wesley's from Chicago. Nice. Awesome. Great audience.
Fantastic. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in, and glad to see both some of our regulars and some new faces out there. So big warm hello to all of you. And I've got some really good content in store for you that we'll be talking about today. Nick, I'm realizing something that maybe we should switch up next week. We switched to multi-streaming, where we stream on vertical and also on horizontal for those on their mobile phones. I wonder if that's the reason why our audience numbers have been falling.
Yeah, let's move off that next week.
Yeah. Something is weird because the live shows, they seem to have like a quarter of the audience they usually do. And I'm wondering if it seems to also be coincident with when we started multi-streaming. So next week, actually, we're going to have a break coming up. We won't be around, but we will, when we return, we will need to stop doing multi-streaming, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, the audience is like really taken a decline since we started doing that. Not sure why.
Yeah. So let's do the experiment. Let's not do that next week then.
All right, fantastic. Okay, well, that's what we have coming up for the show today. So we'll be doing all about how to rank your business in the AI tools and in Google and in any other search engine. We're going to cover that there's 6 things that you've got to do today to really make that work. I will show you what all 6 of them are. And then I'll show you a tool that just takes care of all of that stuff for you, the easy button. So we'll show you that. And that is our agenda. Then, of course, we'll open up to wide open questions, and I'll answer any question about entrepreneurship, starting your business, growing your business, getting traffic, whatever it might be. And that's all coming up in just a moment. What we will do is we will take a very quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with the content for today's show. Nick, you want to do, what should we do, an Ingeniosity commercial?
Yeah.
Go for it.
First business doesn't have to be complicated. That's because we're at the start of the AI revolution. Before, it could take months to launch a profitable business and start cash flowing. Now you can do it in as little as one weekend. History is littered with people who've built empires by seizing the moment. They jumped in at ground zero before the door slammed shut. Imagine if you had bought Bitcoin in 2011. You'd be set for life. Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, says, "We're at the dawn of a golden age of AI, and we've only begun to scratch the surface." Bezos made his billions riding the internet wave early. Now it's your turn to ride the AI tsunami to the bank. Thousands are about to cash in big time thanks to AI. But the burning question is, will you be one of them? Or will you be left in the dust? If you don't want to be left in the dust, then sign up for the Ingeniosity newsletter, where every week I'll hand you carefully researched blueprints that will help take your business from idea to income fast. Whether you're starting from scratch or looking to level up, each blueprint is designed to cut through the noise and deliver actionable steps you can implement immediately, and I would know. Because I've been able to generate over $100 million in total revenue across my online businesses over the years. You'll get my hard-won $100 million insights delivered to your inbox every Friday. And the best part? It's 100% free. Join over 5,000 other founders and business builders and get your roadmap to unstoppable growth with the help of AI. Just go to pushbutton.ai/subscribe.
And there I am. So YouTube is doing an ad break as well. Nick, can you pop that link, please?
Yes, I can.
All right. So cool. All right. So there is, I'll pin that for just a little bit. So if you would like to subscribe to the Ingeniosity newsletter, that is a newsletter run by Nick himself. And on there, we release playbooks, we call them. And there are, how many do you think are in there now? How many playbooks are in that library?
30.
So over 30 different playbooks that teach you a specific marketing strategy or business building tactic. So you can use it to either get traffic and customers or concepts that will help you start your brand new business. And they come loaded up with case studies, examples, prompts, all the stuff you need to implement. And they accompany our channel training. So often they'll be in a paired up with a video training from me along with the playbook. All of it's free. There's no charge for any of it. And again, that link is popped and pinned in the comments if you would like to subscribe to that newsletter. And that is the Ingeniosity newsletter. And so with that, we're going to move on. Are we good for the content, Nick? I think we're ready to get into it, right? No other housekeeping to do?
No, let's get into it.
All right, cool. Oh, did you get that weird commercial for Buildy that got spit out? Is that going to be workable today?
No,
No?
it did not.
Okay.
It wasn't as good as we thought it would be.
Okay, cool. We found something that makes automatic commercials that we tried out just before going live. We were going to try to use it today, but next time. All right. So for those of you who are old timers, you know how this works. Those of you who are new, I record these training sessions. So what I'm about to deliver is being recorded so that I can hand it off to my team. Our content team will be editing it and using it in a variety of places. So it may end up in a course, it may end up on social media or elsewhere. So what I do is I first record what's called the hook, which is the big, exciting idea behind what the training is I'm about to cover. I will read that from my teleprompter right now. We'll get through the hook, and then I'm going to dive into covering the various tactics. And I didn't look in the teleprompter, Nick. Did you load the tactics up in it, or do I need to refer to the Google Doc for that part?
I loaded the 6 tactics or the 6 factors in there.
Okay, so they are in there. Okay, fantastic. Okay, awesome. Then with that, we shall begin. So if you're asking questions in the chat and I'm not answering them, it's because I'm powering through to get the training completed. Once I'm all the way done finishing the training for today, I'm going to kick it back to the chat, and Nick and I will answer all of your questions and help you out as much as we possibly can. So that's our agenda. And with that, we shall get started. Okay, let's see. I am centered, I think. And here we go. AI search is already deciding which businesses get seen and which ones get skipped. So if your site isn't showing up in AI answers, you're missing buyers right now, every day. You never see them. They're gone because they never see you and they never click. So in this video, I will show you how to rank in AI search, even if you're an absolute beginner and not technical. So as you watch, I will reveal that there are 6, count them, 6. They're critical, crucial factors that must be present in your business, on your website, and you need to have them in order for AI to rank you if you want to get ranked in AI. Without these, nobody will see your website. I must stress, this is especially true if you used a templatized site builder or you quote unquote vibe coded it with a tool like Lovable, or there are many other tools out there like that. But when you add these 6 factors that I'm about to reveal to you, you can get floods of interested customers coming to your website basically on autopilot once you have it set up and operating correctly. And I'll give you an example. Here is one e-commerce brand where they saw over $20,000 in sales that came in directly from AI search. And here, note for editor, you can polish this up as needed. I need to share this link with everyone. Let me just get it right here and I'll show it on screen. And let me paste it here. And I forgot to set up screen sharing, of course. I shall do that now. Over here, I got way too many windows. Share screen. Entire screen. That screen. Go. Now, where's the screen? There's the screen. So, as we can see here, here is the example of a rough country who grew by 3 times, 300% higher AI visibility than competitors. And this case study breaks it all down. I'll tell you in a minute how to get access to the case study. I'll give you the link and all of that in a minute. But you can learn all about how they did it. But we're going to break down the 6 examples first. Let me come back to me. And here we go. Miss out on just one of these 6 factors and your new business will struggle. When you have all 6, though, your site starts showing up in front of people who are already asking for your answers. They're ready to whip out their wallets, open up their purse, and spend money with you immediately. So stick around to the very end and you'll see exactly how to rank in AI search. Well, let's get into it. Oh, hold up just for a moment. I almost forgot. We don't do the whole get rich quick thing here on this channel. So I want to make sure it's clear. This is not some fantasy where a robot's going to burst through your wall, throw cash in your face, and yell, "Oh yeah, you're now rich." Ain't going to happen. That is not this video. I can't promise you that you're going to bank $20,000 like the example I showed you by doing this. You might, but you might also make nothing at all. And you could even lose money doing this. I want to make it clear that this is not some get-rich-quick fantasy. We don't do the whole get-rich-quick illusion here. This is a practical roadmap. It gives you the exact pieces that your site needs in order to compete in AI search. So you can get more visibility, more clicks, and more chances to win customers. All right, with that said, let's dive into the 6 answers. Okay, there we go. There's the hook. Is that good, Nick?
Yes, that's good.
Okay, cool. Then with that, we are going to get into all of them right now. Okay. All right. The very first one I want to talk about is called schema. Now, I want to clear this up because I think for new marketers and non-technical people, you're probably now thinking, what the heck is a schema? So it's actually 2 things. There is something called schema and microdata. They kind of go together nicely. And so I want to clear this up so that everyone who is not technical understands. There's a lot of technical factors that if you don't have them and you're not doing them right, Google and the AI tools just won't rank you. It's like this unfair advantage the people who understand technology have. So let's clear it up, make sure you understand it and understand how to use tools to just automatically take care of it for you. So first of all, schema. Schema helps computers, essentially, computers all over the web, talk to each other and explain what things are, okay? So things like, if you think of person, places, or things, think like Wikipedia. If you've ever used wikipedia.org and you've gone there and you look up, it's like an encyclopedia, right? It tells you what like countries are. It tells you who certain people are. It tells you certain hobbies or interests, things. So people, places, things, they get labeled and they're identified. So with schema, it's a computerized way for computers to talk back and forth and identify what things are. For example, if you put recipes on your website, there's a schema for that to identify it's a recipe and it has ingredients. There's also a schema for articles. There's a schema for people. There's a schema for companies. And this is it's nothing that you personally need to write. If you're not technical, there are tools that do this for you. And so when you have a website, you want the world out on the computers around the world to understand what your website is about. Now, at this point, you're probably realizing this is not an average SEO content that we're talking about today. This is not about how many keywords you stick in your article. Well, that helps. It's not about writing an article with ChatGPT. We're going to actually get into the real stuff. This is called technical SEO or search engine optimization. When you do this right, not only do you get ranked in search, but you get ranked in the AIs. And it's even more important for the AIs. So schema, that's number 1. It's a computerized way for servers and computers and systems around the world to identify the things that your website is about. So if your website is about gardening, you want to make sure that behind the scenes, your site is telling the world that it's about gardening. And it does this programmatically, okay? That's hidden code that you can't see as a human. The next part is something called microdata. And these 2 things go hand in hand. They're both slightly different methods of identifying what's on your pages. And it's hidden. And again, it's not for humans, do not see it. So when you implement schema and microdata, the computers know what your stuff is about, but the humans, it's all invisible. They'll learn by reading your stuff to figure it out. And this is something that not a lot of people are talking about. Unless you're really heavily into search engine optimization, you won't hear about these things. And frankly, they're hard to do by hand the old-fashioned way. So I want to tell you to make sure you stick around with me to the end, because I'm going to show you it's a very simple hack. It is one single tool that does this for you. And not only schema and microdata here on number 1, it does all the remaining 6 things that you need to rank, and it just handles it for you. So I'll tell you all about that tool, and I'll show you how to use it as we get towards the end. All right. Now, what I'm going to do super quick before we move on, and this will be a note for my editor, you may need to do some cleanup and editing, okay, on this. So first up, I'm going to go to the live chat for a moment, and I'd like to know out there in the chat, does this help break down schema and microdata, or did I just make it even more confusing for you? Anybody here still not clear on what schema or microdata is that are here with me live in the chat? Let me know in the chat, because I want to make sure it's clear on what they are, and then we're going to talk a little bit about how you implement them, okay? But it's very, very technical, so I don't want to leave a bunch of people confused before we move on. And my computer just crashed. It only seems to do that when I'm live on the show. That's so bizarre. Okay. Well, my desktop that I use to share my screen and run the show just completely shut down. But at least I'm here. I'm here now. So, Nick, I can't see the chat now. Let me know how people are saying about schema and microdata. Is everybody good, or should I do some more clarification here?
Candy Ken says, I got it.
Okay.
Another one says, I understand. Bo says, schema is a little bit like crosstalk between computers, ?
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Okay. And then a few people want to know how to spell it, so I'm going to type schema in the chat so you guys can see.
And there's actually a website. It's technical, so I can point you to a website that you can go to. Okay, and now why is my computer not restarting? I'm going to give it a minute here to restart, and then I'm going to have to manually reboot it. But so you can go to this website, and it does explain it a little bit better. I'll show it on screen as soon as I can get this silly thing to reboot. It's schema.org, schema.org. And you can read a little more about it. It is technical, okay? If you're technical and you're looking for a deeper understanding, go there. That will help you out a lot. But for those of you who are not technical, we're going to automatically do this, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Okay, it looks like computer's coming back up. We'll give it a moment here. But yeah, it's essentially this hidden layer that exists in the code of your pages that is invisible to humans, but the various computer systems that look for this information see it, and they use it to identify these things. And so an example, if you're speaking about, let's say, well, we're talking about the subject of search engine optimization. So we could identify that as a subject, right? And we could say, hey, the subject of this content is about search engine optimization, the practice, right? And that could be, again, hidden underneath the surface. So just computers who are reading our site know that our site is about that topic. And there's a lot of examples of that. And I'm waiting for this machine to come up so I can show you some actual real examples. But I hope that explains it. And there are ways to do this using AI tools. Like if you want, you can coax tools like ChatGPT or Google Gemini to generate schema for you. But then you have to figure out how to get that schema into the code of your pages, which is a little technical. And I will tell you a little sort of a sneak peek at what is coming ahead. Those of you who are using buildy.ai, you're covered. I got you covered. It already happens. I'll explain in just a little bit. Okay, so if you're on Buildy, don't worry. It's automatic. We'll show you how that works in a little bit. And why is this computer not rebooting? It's just spinning in a circle. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to do this a little bit out of order because I do need to show some stuff on screen about schema, but I can't do it until this thing comes back up. So we're going to power ahead. And it's a good thing you put this in my teleprompter, Nick, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to see it. Okay. All right. So note for editor, you may have to re-edit this slightly out of order, but sorry about that. We can blame my computer. Now, moving on. Factor number 2. This is something that a lot of people know about. Some do not, but if you're somebody who knows the basics of search engine optimization, you probably already know this one, but I'm covering it because many people aren't aware of it. There is something called a sitemap. And the sitemap originated many years ago in the SEO world, where you would make a page, and on that page, you would list links to all the other pages on your website. And this was so the crawlers and bots could find them, right? So you would have this like giant page with all these links, and then the Google bot, or at the time, Yahoo was a bit, this is how long ago it was, Yahoo and many others would crawl those pages to try to discover and find all the pages on your website. And over time, that has become much more technical. And there's now a file. It's a very specific format, a very specific method to generate it. And it is called a sitemap. And you create this sitemap, and it's a simple way for computers around the web to discover what pages exist on your website and where are they, okay? That's the simplicity of it. And often, if you're using tools like WordPress to build your site, there are plugins that will automatically build your sitemap. But many people who are building using templatized systems or vibe coding tools don't realize they need to make a sitemap or you don't get ranked. And then beyond that, once you have made a sitemap, you actually have to submit it to Google. If you want Google to actually see it and you properly utilize it, you go to Google Search Console, and you can Google Search Console if you're not familiar with that. But you create a Google Search Console account, you add your website to it, and you submit your sitemap. Okay, and it is pretty simple. So you have to go through a quick step to verify your site. But then you just paste in the link to your sitemap and submit it. And this, again, is a very important technical step. Now, I do want to let you know, again, those of you who are non-technical, I have a solution for you. As we get deeper into this, I'm going to talk exactly how you can make all of this stuff just happen automatically. So that is the sitemap. Again, that is a more basic one for those of you who are already familiar, but many people don't realize just how important it truly is. Now, I do want to let you know, a little side note for a moment, that I'm putting together a little resource. We have a PDF. We're going to put a recap of all this content in writing, along with the case study. We'll link to that case study I showed you, and a bunch of other useful information to apply everything that I am teaching you. And to get it, all you have to do is become a subscriber of our Ingeniosity newsletter. And to do that, you head on over to the link. I'll pop it into the chat and the comments down below, and also the description of this video, so you can quickly get to it. So look for that and go subscribe to the Ingeniosity newsletter. You'll get that PDF as well as a whole bunch of other marketing tools and resources absolutely free. There's no cost. It's yours. Just become a subscriber. Head on over there and check it out. And with that, my computer came back. So now it's going to have to reload like 8 million tabs before I can get back into YouTube Studio. So we'll give that a moment to reload. Okay. Moving along. Here's one that is vital. And again, it's technical. This is why so many people don't know about this stuff. They get a little bit intimidated by the technology. This one is another technical factor that if you don't do it right, you will not rank in AI. And this is something that is really powerful, and not a lot of people are using it. And that's factor number 3, which is LLMs.txt. And you're probably thinking, what the heck is that? Well, an LLM is a large language model. That's like ChatGPT is an LLM. Google Gemini is an LLM. Meta, Facebook, they have their own LLM. They're all the AI sort of chat systems that exist out there. Those are all LLMs, large language models. Now, .txt means it's just a text file, right? So what you end up having to do is you make a text file, you upload it to your server, and it is loaded with information specifically for ChatGPT, and all of the other. Here, hold on one second here. I'm trying to get this silly thing to. Oh, my darn computer's frozen. Darn it. All right. Well, I'm getting frustrated with the computer. But you create this file, and you could literally write it by hand. You can also get ChatGPT to write it for you or Google Gemini to write it for you. And it's loaded up with context, information about all the different topics and subjects and things that your website is about. And you upload it right to your web host. And it's just simply a text file. Like if you were to open up Notepad, write a file and save it, and then upload that to your server. That would be an example of an LLMs.txt file. You just name the file LLMs. That's just LLMs.txt, and you upload it. And that's that. It's really that simple for somebody who is technical. And a computer came back, so give me a second while I get back in the studio, everyone. I'm back in the studio. Now let me get into the YouTube studio. Okay, I'm back. Hey, how about that? Okay, cool. That's fantastic. All right, apologies everyone for all the weird technical issues, but there we go. I'm now back. Okay, so let me show you some information about this really quick. Okay, there's a site that you can go to. Hold on, let me just share my screen and I'll say this properly so I can get it recorded. Share. Okay, I got to get rid of that, and there. Okay. So here is a site that explains this in more detail and exactly what you need to put into your LLMs.txt file. And it's really simple. It's llmstxt.org. And again, I'll link to that in the deck, the PDF that we're going to give you that you can download. Just go subscribe to Ingeniosity. We'll send it out to all of our subscribers. Again, but if you want to try to manually go here, it is llmstxt.org. That is where you can read more about what this is. Okay. And it gives you some examples of what the file looks like and how you do it. Again, it is technical. So if you're non-technical, skip this. But if you want to go read more about it, this is where you can do it. The beauty is I have a solution that will just handle all of this for you quite simply. All right, cool. Now let's keep moving on to the next one. And there I am. Again, more technical stuff. This one is called robots.txt. Robots.txt tells the world what bots can access your website. Excuse me. Robots.txt tells you what robots, meaning like the Google bot that crawls the web trying to rank you. Also, ChatGPT has their own robot that crawls the web looking for information. And there are thousands of different kinds of bots out there. And so this standard came about that allows you to tell the web what bots can crawl your website and what bots are not allowed. Also, it will you can have control. If there's certain sections of your website you don't want them to crawl, you can forbid them from crawling it. If there are pages you don't want them to see, you can forbid them from seeing it. And this is another example of one of these text files that you upload to your server. Now, if you're on a tool like WordPress or others, there are often plugins that you can install and activate and configure that will do some of this for you. But I'm going to show you how to just do it automatically. So every business that you build just automatically has all 6 of these things done for you, hands-free, without ever needing to know any of this darn technical stuff. Now, I want to show you there is another page that explains the robots.txt format. And yeah, where'd it go? Well, we can use Wikipedia. Wikipedia's got an article about it, so we'll use that. So you can head on over here to Wikipedia and read more about the robots.txt file and how it's used and how it's formatted and what it looks like. A little technical, but again, I'm going to show you how you just do this automatically in just a moment. Cool. Real quick, drop a comment for me down below. Just pop it into the chat down there. Would you like me to do a real life case study where I take a site and I get it ranking in AI search? Let me know. If you'd love to see that training, we can give you a specific hands-on training. I'll show you how we can use the tool I keep teasing you about. I'm going to show you that tool in a moment. I'll show you how you use the tool, rank it, and we can maybe do a case study. So if you're interested in a real life case study of applying all this stuff to see what happens, let me know. Pop it again, just pop it into the comments below. Let me know if that's something you'd like me to cover. And if enough people are interested, we will do it. Okay. Moving on. We're going on to factor 5. And this is important. Okay. This is very, very important. This is especially vital if you have used a tool. There are these vibe coding tools out there. I'll pick on Lovable. Lovable is probably the biggest one, so I'll just use it as an example. But there are lots of tools that you can use to build websites and apps and things like this, right? Using AI today. And then what ends up happening with a lot of these tools, and it's not limited to just the vibe coders. I'm not picking on them. There are templated systems where you might use we'll call it a website builder that is like a templated website builder. They also can suffer from this problem. And most people don't even know this is happening. They build a really cool site. It looks beautiful. Maybe it's pretty awesome. And they just can't get it to rank. And maybe you might have the other 4 factors we've talked about already. You've already done, maybe you've even done all of those. But if your site is not crawlable, meaning that Google can quickly, simply, and easily scan over your page and understand what it's about, they're not going to rank you. What happens is the pages that are created with many of these tools, even my own tool, Buildy.ai, suffered from this until very recently. You build with these platforms, and Google can kind of see them, but it takes a lot of computing resources and a lot of crawling and a lot of effort to fully extract all of the content. And so what happens is the Google bot says, hey, you know what? Forget it. This is too hard. And then it does not crawl your website properly. It does not fully understand what your pages are about. And therefore, it becomes much more difficult to rank on Google and to get the tools like Google Gemini or ChatGPT to properly pay attention to your website, because they just don't fully understand it, because it's too difficult for them to crawl it and see the contents of your pages. And so you have to make sure that your site is fully crawlable. And this is something that it's yet another technical hurdle. So now you might be getting some insight into why you're struggling to get your sites ranked and to get traffic coming to your websites, is because there's so much tech know-how and implementation that the average business owner has no idea about. Most businesses have no idea you need these things. But here, we have solved it. And so I'm going to talk about how we've solved it. There are a variety of ways to do it. If you want to get technical for a moment, the more simple your web pages are, if they're simple, kind of more HTML, almost like if they were built in an old school way where they're basically simple HTML, and there's not a lot of pieces that I'm trying to think of how to explain this in a non-technical way. Not a lot of dynamic parts that are changing and that are not easy to see to, boy, I'm doing a horrible job explaining this. Let's see. So editor, you can note to editor, you can edit this and clean this up. But basically, the closer you are to just pure HTML web pages that are simple and easy for Google to crawl, the better you are. And there are some steps that you can take to do that. They're a little bit difficult. There are even some tools you can use that you'd have to buy to make it happen, but you absolutely must do it. So if you have a site that is built, from a tool, that's either a template or from Lovable or others, and you can't get it to rank, this is probably part of the problem. Okay. Now, that being said, we've solved it. So I'll show you how we've solved it in just a moment. Okay. But you must make sure your site is built in a crawlable way and your pages are easy to be understood by the search engines. Otherwise, they just say, hey, this is too much effort. We're not going to crawl it. And then your pages are difficult to rank and understand. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the final factor. And this is one that many people know about. So this is a fairly common one. It's called EAT. This was kind of invented by Google, and it's now become EAT. They've added an extra E. So it's EEAT. Used to just be plain old EAT, but now it's got two E's. And that stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. And these are the things that Google will look at, especially if you're trying to rank for very competitive terms or terms that they call them money words, right? Money keywords. And especially if you're in businesses that have a direct impact on people's lifestyle, right? If you're promoting credit cards or financial services, if you're promoting health offers or health information, they really pay attention to this. And so the question that you need to ask is, while you're creating your content, there are things in your content itself, in your articles themselves, that you can do to demonstrate this to Google. Okay. First, you can cite reputable sources. So if you make an article about the five best nutritional supplements to take to help you with lowering your blood sugar, well, you darn better well cite actual scientific studies and link to them. Okay, as an example, that helps establish that you're using trusted, authoritative sources for your information. You also need to demonstrate expertise. So your content, when you talk about these different supplements that you might take to lower your blood sugar, you're going to want to make sure that is really clear in the language that you're speaking about. It's not just made up gibberish, that it's actually based on real fact. Okay. Also, the more you can speak and talk about experts that you might have in your niche. So in this case, if you have a doctor who is, maybe advising you, you can mention them. Also, if you speak in the first person and you yourself are an authoritative person on a topic, like myself, I'm looked at by Google as an authority on marketing and business building, right? So when I talk about those topics, Google can see that I have been talking about those topics for over 15 years, and that I have a popular YouTube channel. They can see all of this, right? So when I write an article and it's from me, Bill McIntosh, they know this article is based on someone with experience and expertise. Now, you might be worried about this because maybe you don't have experience or expertise or a degree or any of this stuff. So you can then leverage others. Again, first, by citing reputable sources and linking to them. Second, find somebody who can be your guest expert, that is, can team up with you. Even if you pay them partner with them, arrange, some other benefit, maybe give them an ad on your website or something, and then you can leverage their expertise and experience and their authoritativeness. And then also getting links, which is all common sense. Okay, so one of the other final factors I want to talk about is that you can establish these things over a topic. They call this topical authority, and topical authority means that you are covering a topic in depth, right? So in this example, if I wanted to be an expert on supplements and natural ways to lower your blood sugar, I would probably create what they would call a pillar post, which would be a really long post with a lot of information. Then I would probably cover that topic from many angles. I might talk about supplements. I might talk about exercise. I might talk about lifestyle changes. Maybe I would even talk about the medications that you can take. And I might hit it from a dozen or 2 dozen or 3 dozen angles. And every time I do, what I do is I interlink my articles. As an example, let's say I wrote an article about the 6 supplements that you can take to lower your blood sugar. And then a day or 2 later, I write another article about the 5 different medications that people take to lower their blood sugar. I might then reference a link to my past article, right? So it is by having this crossing over of links of related pages on related topics and having a volume of them, you establish authority, especially if you do all of the things I just explained to you to do, right? Which is use authoritative sources and cite them, link to them. Don't be afraid to do that. People are afraid to link off their site. Don't be afraid. Link to those authoritative sources. Follow all the best practices I just told you, and then cross-link your pages on related topics. And over time, this is how you become an authority on a topic. So that is how you plan this all out. Now, the problem becomes you could do this till the cows come home, for the next year. And if you don't have the other 5 things, the 5 technical things that we've talked about, then you still can't rank. So you see why it's so tough these days to rank in ChatGPT and to rank in Google Gemini and on the Google search engine. It's because you have so much technical and content stuff that you have to do to actually pull this off and make it work. And I'm going to show you next what you do about that and a push button solution that just handles all of this for you. So before I do that, drop another comment down below. Would you like me to do a full tutorial on getting AI to make this kind of content for you? So we've talked about this EEAT. If you'd like a full deep dive tutorial on how to get AI to write this kind of content for you and how you will need to spend maybe just a little bit of human time pruning the article to make sure it's perfect, but it won't take much. Maybe it could be done in as little as a minute. I'll show you how you can combine ChatGPT or other automation tools along with a very short human review to make content like this for your site. Because what you don't want to do, you don't want to make, they call it the AI slop, right? You don't want to make slop that will destroy your rankings, because they will. If you churn out a bunch of garbage, it will hurt you in the long run. So let me know if you'd like a full tutorial on how to do this the right way without incurring the wrath of Google, okay? Now, on to our solution. Now, some of you who have made it this far probably know what I'm about to say. All right, so we'll start here with the live audience. So note for editor, maybe you'll edit this out. But no, our live audience, can anybody here, tell me in the chat, anybody here, can you guess what tool I'm about to tell you does all of this stuff? We'll see if anybody can predict what I'm about to reveal. What tool will do all of these things? It handles your schema. It handles your microdata. It handles your robots.txt file, your LLMs.txt file, your robots.txt file, your sitemap. You're helping you write content with EEAT. Did I get them all? I think I got them all. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, I see 2 people got it. 3 people got it. Okay, there we go. Okay, 3 of you got it. Some of you, okay, good. Some of you are close. And we're going to solve this with my very own Buildy.ai. So full disclosure, I am the CEO and co-founder of Buildy.ai, and it is an incredibly powerful business builder. Okay, it's not a vibe coder that builds, apps and stuff. It does do that. It's also not like an ad maker where you just make Facebook ads, but it does do that too. It's not just a social media poster. It also does that. Not just an email writer. It also does that. It does all of these things with a set of agents who all communicate with each other and help you plan, build, launch, and then scale your business and then run it for the years to come. And they work together. So you have one place to go and you have a team of 7 different AI agents that help you build your business. All right. That is Buildy.ai. And we now have baked all of these things into Buildy.ai with our brand new SEO feature. And I would like to show that to you now. So let's pull up Buildy first. So this is Buildy.ai. And just like it says, you bring the vision and your AI team that we provide for you, they bring everything else. There are 7 different agents that do everything from helping you strategize your business, your niche market, if you're struggling to refine what your products or services should be, or what kind of a business you want to launch, or maybe you need a strategist to help you map out and plan your content that you want to write, or your ads. So you've got a strategist right there. It's like you can just talk to them and they help you do the research and make decisions and plan out your strategy. Then we have a designer, a tech AI that writes code for you. So Buildy can actually build you an entire app. So if you want to make an app or a quiz funnel or a sales funnel or anything at all that you could build to launch your business, it builds it, as well as a marketer who does your emails, does your paid advertisement, does your social media posts, and now it does your SEO, which we're going to talk about next. And a bunch of other tools. So you can even do voice agents to call outbound and inbound and answer your phone. So you have an AI receptionist. It can book appointments for you. You can have a text chat agent installed on your business that can do support for you and a lot more. There's a ton of stuff here, as you can see. So what I want to do now is I'm going to log in. So give me a moment to do that off screen. And we'll come back as soon as I'm logged in. Here we are. So now I am logged in to Buildy.ai, and you can see my projects down here. And by the way, we use Buildy to promote Buildy. You can see our help documents are all built in Buildy, as well as many of our promotional sales funnels and pages. We use Buildy to promote and sell and deliver Buildy. It's pretty cool. So here's an example of a project. Let's open it up. Give me a moment to get the project open. And what this is an app that we built in Buildy that helps people write emails. It's an email marketing and copywriting app. And so if you ever struggled to try to put together a really persuasive, well-written email sequence for a launch or sell a product or anything at all, this does it for you. This is an example of a project that we actually built and launched in Buildy. So this sales page was made by Buildy. This image was made by Buildy. All this is all created by Buildy. But what I want to show you is if we come in here under Manage, excuse me, losing my voice here. So one moment. Apologies for coughing in your ear. Okay, so I've come into the settings of this project. If we come down here to marketing and ads, you'll notice there is a new panel for those if you have an account. You may not have seen this before, but it's called SEO and AI ranking. Over here, and we open it, and it's just a button. You just turn it on. So you can see it's already on for this website. Now check this out. We'll expand this. This is everything it does for you. helps you with your ranking factors, making sure that you put the right keywords and you write correctly for the pages you make. It improves the crawling, the crawlability. That's one of the factors we just covered. It does that for you. Which, by the way, oh gosh.
Do you need water?
I got my coffee. That's we'll see if that helps. But
Okay.
coffee to
All
the
right.
rescue. So you'll know that that's one of the 6 ranking factors. And this was quite a technical breakthrough for us. It took a lot of effort and work, and it is expensive for me to do. But we now do this for you. All you do is turn it on right here. Schema, which we just talked about, and text microdata to help make sure that all of the computers around the web know what are the topics and subjects and people and places that you're talking about on your site. Does your robots TXT, your LLMs TXT, your sitemap? All of it is just done by toggling this on. Pretty amazing. That's just the first part of our SEO overhaul that we did. There are more things that I can show you in a minute that help this even more when it comes to writing authoritative content and making sure your site is, has the right content on it. There is also a new tool, but these are all now covered. So any of our plans that includes our SEO tools, you will have this and you'll be able to turn it on your project. Some of our lower level plans, it may not be active, and you may see a message here that tells you need to upgrade. But for our higher level plans, this is available. And again, you just toggle it on, and it is a major breakthrough, a major new release for us. And it just solves every technical problem when it comes to ranking with AI generated businesses is now solved forever. And all you do is toggle it on and you click a button. So who here is excited to use this new Buildy feature? I'm here with my live audience at the moment, and I see all caps and exclamations, a lot of excitement about using Buildy this way. So let me know who here in the chat is already a Buildy user and is excited about activating and turning on this feature. Pretty amazing, right? I mean, it is incredible. We're now using it on every single new project we launch. That is the best way to do it. So now let's move on for a moment and take a look here. We also have another new feature. It's under our content tab here. And this is called a blogging CMS. Again, another a little bit of a technical term. That stands for Content Management System. If you're familiar with the WordPress platform, that's basically, we have created an entire platform that makes it super simple to create articles and blog posts and news and content on your website so that you can get the rankings that you deserve. And it's very easy to use. Just turn it on, just like that. So now it is activated. There we go. Now you can see it has turned on, it's activated. And we have a couple of things to do. What we can do real fast is we can just tell Buildy we want to activate it. So I'm going to paste a little line there saying add CMS to my website. I do that. And now it's going to link to our brand new blog, saying we can write articles, news, blog posts anytime we want. And let me show you just how easy that is. So once it finishes over here, I'll show you how simple it is to add new content to your website on Buildy. Okay. Okay, so it looks like it's adding it into my navigation. So we'll see a link. So again, here's the website that was built for this project. I'll load it up here in the preview. So here's the preview here. And so in a moment, we'll see it will appear both at it may appear in the top, but certainly at the bottom, we will see that it will show up down here with a link to the to our new blog. Okay, so while it's busy doing that, I'm going to show you how you use it. So we'll come back to content, and we just say new post. You give your post a title. You write your content here. So I'm not going to write a full article right now. Okay, why is it not typing? Come on. Oh, my computer is, hope my computer doesn't crash again. It's frozen. Okay. Apologies. I think my computer might be about to crash again. I hope not. Okay, well, I'm going to carry on so we can get the training done and the recording handled here. But you just like using tools like WordPress or any other article writing or blogging tool, you type your content in here. You also can get AI assistance. So you see here this AI Gen, you can click it and you can get AI to help you write your content. And it does a great job. It puts out some phenomenal content that follows the best practices that I've talked about today. Also, you can publish it just by clicking the publish button. Once you've written, you can have multiple authors. You can create categories. So right now we just have uncategorized. So we could create categories of different topics, which I highly recommend. Remember, I talked about being an authoritative source that links. So I might make one category, for example, like I talked about blood sugar, right? So I might make a blood sugar control category, and I would put all of my blog posts in that category and then cross-link them all. Also, you can upload your images. You can insert images, and you can, if you know HTML, you can come in here and just write it in pure HTML or copy and paste if you're going to pull it from another source. Yeah, that's how you do it. And then every time you add a new category, it will appear on your website as well. See up here at the top, we now have a link to the blog because I have just turned it on and activated it. And then if we go into the footer, you'll see here, as we make categories, they will appear in the footer and linked from the footer to every category that you create in your new blog. Okay, so that is how it works. So these two things work together so that you can create amazing content that follows the EEAT format, which again is exactly what Google wants. Those are the guidelines given by Google themselves. And it handles all of the 6 technical factors so that you can have all of the things in place so that you can rank with your sites. So why would you build a site anywhere else? You should launch your business, launch your next idea right on the Buildy platform. And so you can go to buildy.ai to go read all about the things that it does. And by the way, if you want to start a business, but you're a little bit unsure, you're uncertain of exactly what you want your business to be about, we have an AI agent and a quiz that will help you through that process. It'll guide you step by step to help you pick what kind of business to launch, what kind of people you're going to help with your business, and the best way for you to make money. And it's personalized to you personally. This is not a generic list of niches or hot topics. It's an AI agent who works with you to work out the perfect business for you. And to use that, all you have to do is go to buildy.ai/quiz. You answer a simple quiz, and it helps you launch your perfect business. So there you go. Go check that out, and you'll get all of these amazing SEO benefits on every business you launch with Buildy. And with that, I want to thank you for watching to this point. And don't forget, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to us on our YouTube channel. We put out content like this all the time. Would love to have you as a subscriber here. And on that note, we'll be wrapping up for now. Until then, goodbye for now. So audience, I'm not going anywhere. I do want to record something super fast. I'm going to backtrack to our schema topic. So note to editor, I'm going to cover schema just a little bit more so you can stitch this back in since my computer crashed before I could show this before. And I'll go back to screen share. Let me see if I can expand this so it's a little easier to read. Okay, now if you'd like to do a deep dive on schema and learn more about what it is, how it works, this site right here, it's schema.org. It will give you all of the details about what schema is, how it works. Be warned, it is a little bit technical. But again, You don't have to learn all the tech because the tool I'll show you a bit later just does this for you. So, but if you want to, you can do a deep dive and you can learn all about, there are technical documents. You can learn about the different types of schemas. We can see here, you can identify things like creative works, books, movies, music recordings, recipes, TV series. You can identify if something's audio, an image, video, an event, if you're doing a live event, medical topics, companies and organizations, people, places, a local business, a restaurant, a product, an offer, a review, your ratings for your reviews, and even an action. So there are all these things that you can identify programmatically on your website when you properly use schema. Again, very technical, but we'll do it for you. Stick around and I'll explain in just a minute. Okay, so editor, there's your little bit you can stitch back in. And so audience, we're going to talk more about this, especially those of you who have Buildy. You might have a lot of questions about how to use this. So I'll answer all of your questions about Buildy.ai, about SEO, about ranking in the search engines, and on, AI and everything else when we get back. We're going to do a quick commercial break, and then I'm going to dive into all of your questions right after this very quick commercial break. And producer Nick, you got another, let's do another Ingeniosity commercial. You over 20 different playbooks, downloadable reports, presentations, and more. Free, all designed to help you start, build, and profit as an online entrepreneur. And they are all based on my $100 million in results across all of my online businesses. Because over the last 25 years, I have figured out what works, what didn't. But it took a lot of trial and error, a lot of painful lessons along the way. And I would like it so that you don't have to fumble around like I did over the years. Instead, I want to give it to you straight, the exact patterns, the exact steps that you need to follow to launch and explode your online empire this year and beyond. So whether you're just starting out or already have a business you want to grow, there is something for you, and it's totally free. So these playbooks, we release them each week, and a couple examples of them are already waiting for you in the vaults right now. These examples would be how I'm using Mr. Beast's leaked manual to blow up my own YouTube channel and make 6 figures from YouTube alone. Also, the next playbook is a simple content hack that made one guy over $1 million his first year. Also, another playbook is how one woman, she made $200,000 by borrowing traffic from other websites. Also, you'll see how to use an AI tool called Runway ML to generate AI ads that are 300% more profitable than traditional ads are. You'll also learn how to use Notebook LM, which is a different AI tool that Google puts out, and you'll see how to make tons of website traffic show up on your doorstep and explode your business. And then another example is our 5 profitable newsletter business ideas. So if you ever wanted to start an online newsletter or an email newsletter, you can start one in a single afternoon with this playbook. Those are just a few examples. There's tons of playbooks and other stuff, and we release more every single Friday. You will get another playbook that will cut right through the noise, will bring you a cutting edge, new marketing or business building strategy that will help you either get more traffic, get more money, or make your business bigger. And these are filled with growth hacks, the workflows, the ideas, the strategies and tactics that will help take you from a concept in your mind to cash flow coming into your pocket, and it'll do it fast. Now, over my $100 million that I've made across all of my different businesses, I know what works. And some of them were very painful and frustrating lessons to learn. And now, through Ingeniosity, it's totally free, and I want to share my knowledge with you so that you do not have to go through that. And I look forward to seeing you inside the Ingeniosity members area. Remember, it's free, and each resource is carefully researched, carefully curated, and we check it against all of my hard-won $100 million worth of experience and make sure it's something that is working now, today. By the way, all of it's indexed, cataloged, and roadmapped. You can log in and find these. You'll never be left in the dust again. Some of the other things that you'll get as an Ingeniosity free subscriber is you actually get to learn behind the scenes of what's going on in my own businesses so you can see what's working in them right now. So these are not just theories, things that I am doing in my businesses. You'll see real life business experiments and case studies that we're releasing. You'll get the practical blueprints, the growth hacks, everything you can deploy. It's like plug and play. You just take the training, implement it, and you can get results. So as a free Ingeniosity subscriber, you'll get all the practical cutting edge AI tactics that you can use right now in your business. All right, enough from that guy. We're back. So YouTube might be doing an ad break, might not, but we'll see. So some of you may be experiencing an ad break, some of you might not, and we're going to jump into everyone's questions. So Nick, are you back there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I'm going to bring you up here 1 second. Hey, there you go.
Yo.
Oh, I almost forgot. Can't do a show without that.
So, no, you can't. No.
So before we get to everyone's questions, I have a question for you.
What is your question?
Okay, that's awful, but I'll read it anyway.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Prepare for the cringe. What is it called when a dinosaur gets a goal?
What?
A dino score.
Oh, that is bad. That's awful.
This might be the worst one I've ever pulled out of the dad jokes. Let's see. There's a second one on this card. That is also equally as dumb. So we're gonna I should burn this card and not recycle it, but we'll put it back in. So what do you say? 0 to 10. How does Dinoscore rate on the dad joke scale?
Like a 3.
A 3.
Pretty,
okay.
Pretty down there. Pretty not good.
Audience, what do you think? Do you think that's a 3? Is it that low? I think I kind of agree with you, Nick. I think it's pretty awful. So
Yeah.
here, let me pull another. Okay, here's a good one. You might appreciate this one. I'll save it for later.
All right.
All right, let's do questions. Everybody's I think they've been asking questions. I haven't been watching the chat because I've been battling with my computer, but do we have any questions?
Let's see. Honestly, we don't have a lot. If you want to get your questions in, now's the time. Put those questions in. Anything about traffic or what we just showed you.
Yeah, I got a question for everybody here. There went the computer again, so I can't see the chat, but wow, it just completely shut off. Okay. Well, I do want to know something from everybody while I wait for that thing to come back. Today was a little bit of a different type of content, and it was a bit technical. So do you guys want more stuff like this, or is this a little bit too crazy on the tech side? I am curious if you guys would like more things like this. There are subjects that I avoid because, they can be a little confusing or technical. I can do my best to make it digestible for everyone. But there are a lot of AI topics, particularly, and some of the marketing stuff. There's a lot of technical details in marketing that you have to get right. And a lot of people don't talk about it because it's a little bit boring, a little bit confusing, especially if you're not technical. But I want to know if you got value from that. If it kind of flew over your head a little bit and it wasn't valuable to you, let me know. And I could try to do a better job of making it, just more friendly for everyone. Or if you would rather I do some of my more, there are plenty of simple strategies. There's no limit to how many simple, but simpler and easier strategies that are out there. So I can go back to covering more of those, or we might pop in and do some of these more technical ones, more advanced ones now and then. But I'd love to know your feedback on if you want more of this, less of this. What do you think? Any feedback on that coming through?
Let's see. On that question, no. But while we wait for that feedback to come in, we do have a few questions that popped in. One person wants to know what does EAT stand for? What is that?
So EAT, and let me make sure I say it right. Let me just rewind this thing. I don't want to misquote it. Here we go. There it is. EEAT, experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. They call it, originally there was just one E, so it was EAT. And then they had to go and make another E. So it's now EAT, I guess.
All right. Let's see. Oh, someone wants you to repeat what the 6 crucial elements were.
Sure. I'll count them down from the top. Factor 6 was content using EAT or EAT. Factor 5, making sure your site is actually easily crawlable. Right? So there are lots of solutions that build beautiful sites, but the robots out there, the Google bot particularly, cannot crawl them well enough. They're too hard to crawl, so Google doesn't like to rank them. Okay? This is often tools created, if you're using vibe coding tools, it's a chronic problem with the sites that they build. Okay. 4, counting them down. Use a robots.txt file. 3, use an LLMs with an S, LLMS.txt file. Okay. It's another file you upload. Then your sitemap. This is this is one that a lot of people know about. So this might not be new information for many people, but you need a sitemap and you need to submit that sitemap to Google using what's called the Google Search Console. If you go to Google and you Google the Google Search Console, you Google the Google, it will give you the link to go create your Google Search Console account and sign up. And then number 1, the one that's kind of overly technical, but so important, which is schema and microdata. So schema and microdata, again, are the hidden technical things that you can put in your pages that tell the world the topics, the people, the places, the things that your business and your website are about. Now, by the way, there is a bit of a battle going on. So there is it's like split right down the middle. You have some people in the SEO community who just swear that schema is not important. But then you have others who swear it is. And they're like in a battle. It's like 50-50. They're fighting it out. And what's interesting is there are a lot of case studies that actually show that it does help and that it is important, especially to the large language models and other AI tools out there. So arguably, you might run across a search engine optimization person who says, you don't have to worry about schema. But there is evidence to back up that schema and microdata make a big difference. So there you go. There were the 6, counted up backwards.
All right.
Cool. And then my computer just rebooted itself. So now let me open my browser again in my 4 million tabs. And we'll go to the next question.
Yes. May wants to know about what's happening with AI product recommendations.
With AI product recommendations. Well,
here's what she says. She says it's important to understand what is happening with AI product recommendations.
Well, everything we covered today is how you get them. Yeah. That's exactly what we just covered. You use the 6 things I just said, and that's how you get AI product recommendations. Now there is a bit of news. Who is this? This is
May.
So they may be talking about some news recently. I don't know if you heard about this, Nick. So OpenAI has decided to retire their shopping experience. They had their ChatGPT shopping. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
Wow.
have paused work on it, and I think they may completely abandon it. So that maybe that's what they're talking about. I'm not sure. So if for those of you who don't know, ChatGPT had a thing. They had a partnership. I think they did it with Shopify, and you could actually buy products directly in ChatGPT. But it looks like they're going to abandon that and move away from it. At least that's what they're saying.
Oh man, interesting. I didn't know about that.
Mm-hmm. Now you still can get recommended, right? That's not like you shouldn't give up on this, because it's now probably more important than ever to get your website ranked. So if your website ranks, your personal brand or your business brand, your products, you want the AI to recommend them and talk about them when people are asking relevant questions. So everything we covered today is how you do that.
All right. We got some feedback from Craig on the question you asked. He says, a bit techie. I appreciate your focus on marketing and business building. I do appreciate that you have incorporated these necessary techie strategies with Buildy.
Cool. Yeah, that's great. That's great. And then anybody else have any more feedback on, do you want me to do more technical discussions like this, or would you rather me more focus on some of the more simple, still potent, still powerful, but simple marketing strategies? Would love to hear anyone else's feedback on if you want more of that, less of that. It's by your request is how we decide what runs on the channel. So would love to hear it.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. Any other questions?
Nope. No. Nah. Looks like that's it.
All right, cool. Well, I have a question.
What's your question?
What do you call a broke Santa?
What?
Saint Nicholas.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That was a lot more better than the first one. That was good.
Okay, so 0 to 10, how does that rank?
7.8.
7.8. All right.
Decent.
Cool. All right. Well, with that, let's do this. We'll do another super quick. Actually, you know what? I'm going to just read my commercial. So I'll just read. I have a commercial. I'm just going to read it. So, you want to start a business? Do you know what you want to start yet? Maybe you're not sure. Maybe you need some help with your niche market. Maybe deciding exactly who you should best serve, what topic you should make, what kind of products you should serve, what kind of services. Do you want to make a course or an app? Or maybe you're swimming in all of these choices when it comes to building your business online. Well, I have a solution for you. Head on over right now, go to buildy.ai/quiz. When you go there, it will ask you some very simple questions, and it will guide you to the point of knowing exactly what your business should be. The best part, once you've decided and you've agreed with the AI and you're like, this business is perfect for me, you hit a button and it builds it for you. Isn't that amazing? It will launch your website, your sales funnels. It'll build apps for you. Can build shopping carts, anything you need to get live, deployed, and ready to have income coming in the door. And it doesn't stop there. It'll do your marketing. It'll help you get your first customer. It'll do your emails. It'll write the copy for your emails. It'll do your social media marketing and posting on places like Instagram. It'll do your ads. So if you want to run a little bit of paid ads from Facebook to drive new visitors or leads or buyers, it does that for you. It does your search engine optimization. So you can rank in Google and you can get places like ChatGPT to recommend your new business. So if you'd like all of that and help with your idea, simply go to buildy.ai/quiz and you'll learn all about what you should launch. And here's the thing. This is not generic advice. This is not just like some like list of hot niches or latest topics. Instead, it learns about you and it finds the right business model for you personally. Because what might be the right business for me is probably the wrong one for you, and vice versa. So discover your perfect business. Just go to buildy.ai/quiz and find out. And not only that, if you like what you learn, hit a button and your business gets launched. How cool is that? Go to buildy.ai/quiz and get started. Like my commercial? Oh,
I did.
All right.
I do like your commercial.
Cool. Well, I just popped the YouTube ad break too, so some people are seeing YouTube ads. And with that, here, I'll bring you back, and we'll see if there are any other questions before we wrap up today.
All right. Yeah, I have been wanting to do more content on SEO, AEO, coming up with using AI to make your blog content. I think people have been asking about Buildy. I have my cool business I made with Buildy, but how do I actually get people in the door? I think for a lot of people, ranking, you get ranked, like that's the answer. For a lot of people, depends on what your business is, but that's
cool. Well, if the audience needs and wants that, then we'll do it. It's all based on what you out there vote. So when you tell us in my comments on our videos, or if you tell us during the show, we take all of that feedback. And then, of course, in our school community, if those of you we have a free community, it's not a paid one, over on School, and you can hang out with us there. And we also love to hear what you need help with, and we'll do content and help you all the way through that. Anybody here not in our school community?
Oh, you got to join.
We should fix that. Community. Yeah, we should fix that. Pop the link to the school, pop the school invite, and head over there. It's and there are a lot of really great entrepreneurial communities there to learn about, and hang out with your fellow entrepreneur and get help and encouragement and guidance and camaraderie. Sometimes this entrepreneurial journey can be a lonely one. There are not a lot of people in the world that are, doing this with us. So it's good for us to hang out together. And I'd love to see you inside of School. And we just popped the link there for you. But if there are no other questions, I have one more question.
What is the question?
What is Beethoven's favorite fruit?
What is it?
Banana na 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 na.
Oh, I don't like that one. I'm not into that one.
Two absolutely awful ones and one good one. Here, I should hide this one at the bottom. Let me move this down.
Good move. Good call.
I'll put that one on. I didn't even want to read that one, but there you go. I had to. I had pulled the cards. I had to read it. All right. Let me retire my box. Got to always have them nearby. And with that, I think that's it. Unless there, hey, Craig got that one. Yeah. Unless there are any other questions, we're going to wrap things up. So this is the final call for questions, and I'll do my final refill. A final refill of content juice, and then we're going to head out of here. So last call for questions.
Last call for questions.
And don't forget, go to buildy.ai/quiz. I don't know if have you popped that out there, Nick? Can you put it in there in the chat just one last time in case anybody needs it?
Yes.
And then one other thing, show the comment contest you have open. Is it still open?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll pop that link for buildy.ai/quiz. And then we will also pop a link to our latest YouTube video in just a moment. So don't go anywhere. We have a video that is all about Notebook LM. So there we go. There you got the link to buildy.ai/quiz. I'll quickly pin that. Oh, I don't need to pin it. I'll leave it there. And then let's also pop, Nick, the link straight to the watch page of today's or of the latest video. And I'll just remind everybody we have an open comment contest. So here's the thing. don't drop in and just drop some weird, random, nonsensical comment. But if you'd like to be part of it and be eligible to win, then what you need to do is head on over, watch the whole video, okay? Don't do a drive-by and just drop a comment. Watch the whole video and leave a relevant comment. Ask a question, vote on topics that you would like me to cover for the future, or just go in and say hi, either way. But watch the video to the end. Go check it out. We just dropped that into the chat panel, and you'll have a shot at winning. And what are we giving away for that one?
$100.
Ooh, okay, let me pin that up there. So there you go. So go watch that, watch it to the end, drop a comment, do the thumbs up, all the things. And if you're still here after all this time and you haven't subscribed, what the heck, man? Subscribe. The red button is right down there. And with that, Nick, I think we'll let's do another Ingeniosity commercial, and then we're wrapping up for the day.
You got it.
Your first business doesn't have to be complicated. That's because we're at the start of the AI revolution. Before, it could take months to launch a profitable business and start cash flowing. Now you can do it in as little as one weekend. History is littered with people who've built empires by seizing the moment. They jumped in at ground zero before the door slammed shut. Imagine if you had bought Bitcoin in 2011. You'd be set for life. Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, says, "We're at the dawn of a golden age of AI, and we've only begun to scratch the surface." Bezos made his billions riding the internet wave early. Now it's your turn to ride the AI tsunami to the bank. Thousands are about to cash in big time thanks to AI. But the burning question is, will you be one of them? Or will you be left in the dust? If you don't want to be left in the dust, then sign up for the Ingeniosity newsletter, where every week I'll hand you carefully researched blueprints that will help take your business from idea to income fast. Whether you're starting from scratch or looking to level up, each blueprint is designed to cut through the noise and deliver actionable steps you can implement immediately, and I would know. Because I've been able to generate over $100 million in total revenue across my online businesses over the years. You'll get my hard-won $100 million insights delivered to your inbox every Friday. And the best part? It's 100% free. Join over 5,000 other founders and business builders and get your roadmap to unstoppable growth with the help of AI. Just go to pushbutton.ai/subscribe.
Quick reminder, go watch the YouTube video. Link is above. I pinned it in the chat. Check it out. Watch it to the end. Comment. I'd love to see you be our $100 winner. And with that, that's it for today's Wednesday show. I'll see you all soon. you over 20 different playbooks, downloadable reports, presentations, and more. Free, all designed to help you start, build, and profit as an online entrepreneur. And they are all based on my $100 million in results across all of my online businesses. Because over the last 25 years, I have figured out what works and what didn't. But it took a lot of trial and error, a lot of painful lessons along the way. And I would like it so that you don't have to fumble around like I did over the years. Instead, I want to give it to you straight, the exact patterns, the exact steps that you need to follow to launch and explode your online empire this year and beyond. So whether you're just starting out or already have a business you want to grow, there is something for you, and it's totally free. So these playbooks, we release them each week, and a couple examples of them are already waiting for you in the vaults right now. These examples would be how I'm using Mr. Beast's leaked manual to blow up my own YouTube channel and make 6 figures from YouTube alone. Also, the next playbook is a simple content hack that made one guy over $1 million his first year. Also, another playbook is how one woman, she made $200,000 by borrowing traffic from other websites. Also, you'll see how to use an AI tool called Runway ML to generate AI ads that are 300% more profitable than traditional ads are. You'll also learn how to use Notebook LM, which is a different AI tool that Google puts out, and you'll see how to make tons of website traffic show up on your doorstep and explode your business. And then another example is our 5 profitable newsletter business ideas. So if you ever wanted to start an online newsletter or an email newsletter, you can start one in a single afternoon with this playbook. Those are just a few examples. There's tons of playbooks and other stuff, and we release more every single Friday. You will get another playbook that will cut right through the noise, will bring you a cutting edge, new marketing or business building strategy that will help you either get more traffic, get more money, or make your business bigger. And these are filled with growth hacks, the workflows, the ideas, the strategies and tactics that will help take you from a concept in your mind to cash flow coming into your pocket, and it'll do it fast. Now, over my $100 million that I've made across all of my different businesses, I know what works. And some of them were very painful and frustrating lessons to learn. And now, through Ingeniosity, it's totally free, and I want to share my knowledge with you so that you do not have to go through that. And I look forward to seeing you inside the Ingeniosity members area. Remember, it's free, and each resource is carefully researched, carefully curated, and we check it against all of my hard-won $100 million worth of experience and make sure it's something that is working now, today. By the way, all of it's indexed, cataloged, and roadmapped. You can log in and find these. You'll never be left in the dust again. Some of the other things that you'll get as an Ingeniosity free subscriber is you actually get to learn behind the scenes of what's going on in my own businesses, so you can